Good morning, all the students of Rajmata Kanya Prashala. This is Amol, your best teachers, a mediocre friend from Pune. I've been teaching English here in Pune since 2006, and we were classmates back in 2005 and 6. Then later we turned out to be as uh, best friends. Though we are staying apart, we are in constant touch with each other over the phone. And a few days back he had called me, he had requested me to have a dialogue with his students there in Rajmata Kanya Prashala. So it took me too long to shoot this video, but even then, as they say, better late than never. I have heard Digvijay a number of times eulogizing my command over language, appreciating my choice of words time and again, and that had given me a clue to come up with a topic called World of Words for you guys. Since we have been talking about English, and as he had requested long time back that I should shoot a video that too specifically in English, not in any other language or the regional language or our mother tongue, that is Marathi. So we'll be talking specifically about English on two aspects. Number one, borrowing, and number two, that is coinage or coining new words, addition of new words to this language. I'll be talking less about the borrowing aspect, but I'll be concentrating more about the new coinage of the words and how English has evolved itself as an independent language. Let's go back to the first one, that is borrowing. See, how do we understand that language has evolved over the period of time? It has its own contribution to the world languages as well. But whereas if we come to the basic study of English language as such, we have understood that it has borrowed many words from Latin, Greek, Spanish, Hebrew, French, Zoroastrian. For example, fire is a German word and flame is French word, whereas conflagration is addition from Latin language. Even kingly is a German word, royal is French, and regal is another addition by Latin language. So it has kept on borrowing, it has worked as vacuum which sucks the important words, sub-entries, derivatives from other languages to this language. Take an example of our Indian words like lati chanj, bindi, dhoti. All those words are taken from our national language, that is Hindi, to this English language, and which has no other substitute in English language since they have been added to our OUD, that is Oxford University, OED, that is Oxford English Dictionary. So it has been borrowing words from other languages, but has enriched itself over the period of time. Since has adopted that broad-minded attitude, we have seen that English has been spoken all over the world by all those whose first language is not English. Now coming back to the new addition to this language by the native speakers as well as all those foreign speakers whose mother tongue is different and their second language is this language, that is English. They have been keep on constantly adding new words to its repository over the period of time. How come? For example, if we begin our discussion with Shakespeare himself, he has used the prefix "un" enormously in his literature, wherein if you take an example of Lady Macbeth, she says that I want to gain power, I want to be more powerful, unsex me. Now this word unsex, that means make me male. So that unshouted, un, unhappy, all those words are being coined over the period of time by different users of language, different speakers of the same language. So we have seen this new coinage of words in time and again. If we discuss the topic called uh, Britain's exit from European Union, the word that was the talk of the town was Brexit. So all those who are supporting this Brexit can be called Brexitian. Or if you refer the newspaper, or if you happen to listen to the news related to sports, once David Beckham was asked to leave the ground, and the newspaper came up with a headline called uh, Brexit. So Brexit, that means David Beckham's exit. If we talk about this pandemic itself, many words which were not in use, but we have found that they are now cliche, they have turned cliche utterly. Like lockdown was not used, social distancing, whereas social solidarity is expected from us, and we have been talking about social distancing. So no wonder if you happen to listen to the word called uh, you don't go on vacation these days. If you go vacation after this COVID, so people would be heard saying that it would be covation. So COVID's vacation, that means post COVID, if there is vacation, people would come up with these kind of words. So there is constant addition to this language by coining new words. We have heard that people have been accepting it as a new normal, because once it is used by n number of people, it becomes the part of the language, and if it is into fashion, then it would be adopted as addition to the language. See, in 2000 October 2019, Oxford English Dictionary has recorded near about 1017 new words to its language, whereas in 2018 the number was 650. So if you look at the new addition to this language, it has enriched our vocab, it has enriched its own uh, roots repository, as I had talked with you. After that, if we come to this practical aspect of using language, we have found that we have formalized it. Means if you want to learn language, people have been unnecessarily, unduly giving importance to understanding the basic intricacies of language, like grammar and the how the spellings are made. But if you understand language as a normal phenomena, or if you try to learn this language as it's as we have been learning, or we have learned our mother tongue, you will find it very easy to master over it. So whenever, I mean, it's like handling a baby. Whenever you meet a baby and you talk to a baby or newborn baby in the hospital, we don't formalize our language like he is your doctor, she is your mother. So we have found ourselves using different words which are not in fashion, which are not being used by any other, and we come up with any kind of amusing word which would be heard by the child and it would giggle. So there should be a constant language play. We shouldn't formalize the language. I mean, it is very necessary to understand the basic aspect, that is grammar, but we should not make it more rigid. So there should be a constant language play. David Crystal has once experimented. He had recorded a video while the children were playing around, and he found that the children were using different words which are not there in English language as such. So like my dragon has a wingo. Now when you say wingo, wingo is not added into English dictionary, but here is the addition to the English language if you consider. So you should, whenever being a language learner, you should keep your eyes and ears open to understand different words and come up with new words. For example, if you take an example of blogging, long time back before, like I think 10 years down the line, blogging was into fashion and people were blogging a lot. These days too, people have been blogging a lot. So one who blogs is called as blogger. Yeah, the people have come up with a new word called blogoria. So one who suffers too much from blogging has been infected by blogoria. There comes in 2006 there comes Twitter. So Twitter is American social platform to have interaction with our friends or to comment or express our opinion. And there we find that Twitter or to tweet has been taken as entirely a different aspect of understanding. So if you look at the entry or the dictionary of the word called Twitter, the second meaning is like posting anything about uh, posting anything on a social platform is called tweeting. So no wonder if people would come up with dictionary in time to come. So this is the way how we should learn language. We should make it more liberal than keeping it more rigid into the text form. We should put it into practice. Whatever you have learned, you will have to use it, utilize it. Understand that language is learned by practicing. It is not learned by mugging up the rules or mugging up the new words. You will have to come up with your own stand of English language, as I had been giving this example to our students as well. So it is entirely a different thing if I say I don't like it, but if I say it in different way, people would understand that he has learned the language. Like it's not my cup of tea. The moment you use this phrase, the students would understand, or the people or the listener would understand that he has mastered the language. So English has its own stand. So what you have to do, you have to keep your eyes and ears open, practice it a lot, and thanks for listening me. Once again, I would like to thank Digvijay for rendering me this opportunity to have conversation or communication with your students, and hope to see you soon, hope to meet you soon. I'll get back to you. Thank you very much.